Hello everyone, this is Professor Hitesh Mhatre, HOD Computer Engineering Department of Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to learn about unit number 5, that is function, and the topic is user-defined function. Now defining a function. Now the general form of a function definition in a C program is as a return type, then the function name, the parameter list, and the body of a function. So a function definition in C program consists of a function header and a function body. So here what we can say here is a function header and a function body. So where return type is nothing but a function may return a value. A return type is a data type of a value the function returns. Some of the function performs the desired operation without returning a value. In this case the return type is void. So if function is not returning any value, specify the type as a void, or if you specified anything other than void like say integer, character, float, double, so that is the value that will be returned from the function after the execution. The function name, now this is nothing but actual name of a function. The function name and the parameter list together constitute the function signature. The function name, like we have a variable name, so similar is the function name. The parameters, a parameters is like a placeholder. When a function is invoked, you pass a value to the parameters. This value is referred to as an actual parameter or an argument. The parameter list refers to the type, order, and the number of parameters of a function. Parameters are optional, that is a function may contain no parameters. So if you want to pass any values, then you have to specify the parameter. If you do not want to pass any values to the function, like we have a main function which has empty braces, so it can be the function without a parameters. Then the function body. The function body contains all the collection of statement that defines what the function does. So the body of a function includes all the code that is why the function is being designed. So this is the function body. Then say example. Now given below is the source code for a max function. Now this function takes the two parameters, that is num1 and num2, and it will return the maximum value between the two. So here we can see integer since return type. So this function will return a value that is of type integer. The name of a function, that is a max. Then the parameters, we have parameters num1 and num2 which is of type integer. So whenever we want to call this function, we will pass to integer value. Now this is the body in which I have another variable, that is result of type integer. So check if num1 is greater than num2. If 1 is greater, then result will be 1, else the result will be 2. Means it will return the greatest number or the maximum number between the two, then the return the result. So depending upon the values, either it will return num1 or num2 which is stored in the result. Now this result again, as we have done here, is of type integer and it is also the return type. So function declaration. A function declaration tells the compiler about a function name and how to call the function. The actual body of a function can be defined separately. A function declaration has the following parts: the return type, function name, and parameter list, followed by the semicolon. So this is how you declare a function in your main program. Right? So declaration is important so that your compiler will be able to understand this is a function that will be called in this particular program. Now considering the above function, that is a max, say integer max, num1, num2, and say semicolon. The parameters names are not important in the function declaration, only the type is required. So if you have go through many programs and you might come across like this function like integer max, say integer and integer. So here we have not specified the variable name, that is num1 and num2. This is also a valid declaration because it is important to know what type of parameters it is instead of what are the name of the parameters. The function declaration is required when you have to define a function in one source file and you call the function in another file. In such case, you should declare the function at the top of a file calling the function. So there is a possibility that you may declare a function in another file and then you can call that particular function. So in that case, you have to declare that particular function at the top of the file that is calling the function. Now, how you call a function? Say this is the program header files. first declare a function. This is my declaration, that is integer max, integer 1, num1, num2. Then in the main I have written two variables, that is a and b of type integer, that is a is 100, 2 is 200, b is 200. Then I have variable that is say return. So this will store the value that is returned from the function. So this is how I call my function, return equal to max a comma b. This is my call. So max a comma b. See, these are the two parameters that I'm passing, that is a and b. Now the values of a is 100 and 200. So I'm passing max 100 comma 200. So when this function call is there, it will go here directly to the function. Then it will see num1, num2. So the values passed by this max will be stored, that is 100 and 200. So num1 is 100, num2 is 200. It will check whether num1 is greater than num2. In this case, what we have is num2 is greater. So result will be storing a value as a 200. Then it will return result, that is 200. So from here, it will come back again here. So what I am having the result as 200, that will be stored in red, that is return. So the max value is return, that is 200. So this is how the function call works. Here's another example. Again, float, square, just a one value. Now since I want to calculate a square, the square is nothing but multiply the number by itself. So again same. Now in this case I am asking the user to enter a number. So we have say float m and n. So printf enter a number. So user will enter a number that will be stored in m. Then n is equal to square of m. Now square is a function that I am using, m. So value of m is passed to this square, that will be assigned to x. So x multiplied by x, that will be return the value of square to the p. P will be returned, which will be stored in a n value, and then it will display as the square of, say, enter number 2. So square of 2 is 4. Since we have used a float, so that's why we are getting the result in a decimal number. So this is an example of a function. These are the references that I have used to cover this topic. If you have any queries, you can approach me. Thank you.